Almost 2 weeks after the deadly B-17 plane crash at Bradley International Airport, new details are being released. The 4-page preliminary report suggests where investigators may be focusing as they try to determine what went wrong, claiming the lives of 7 people. Channel 3's Courtney Zeller is breaking down that report. And Courtney, a lot of new information.
Well, that's right, Denise. A lot of information today. We talked to an aviation expert who helped us sort it all out. Now, in this report, it shows a problem with one of the engines. Now, we do know the pilot reported to air traffic control that he was having issues, calling it engine failure. But an aviation expert tells us this shouldn't be why this plane crashed. Thick black smoke could be seen for miles after a Boeing B-17 plane crashes and goes up in flames at Bradley International Airport earlier this month.
Any aircraft crash where there's loss of life is a tragedy, and this was tragedy of the ultimate degree.
Passengers paid to go on this vintage plane for a flight tour.
They're exciting aircraft, and they're really well maintained. I mean, they look authentic like they did in World War II.
But minutes into the flight, a red flag. One of the pilots reported to air traffic control that he wanted to return to the airport. The airplane was about 500 feet off the ground. Air traffic control asked why. The pilot replied that the airplane had a rough mag on the number 4 engine, which means engine failure.
And in aviation, that's something that we train for all the time. When an engine fails, okay, just turn it off, you feather the prop, you manage the fuel, and then you fly back home and land as soon as you can. So it shouldn't be a tragedy if you lose an engine.
Dr. Michael Tiger has been flying for 37 years. He read the 4-page preliminary report and noticed another possible problem: the fuel.
It's a relatively low-octane fuel. So now the question becomes, is low-octane fuel strong enough to power this aircraft with just 3 engines? Back in World War II, when the airplanes were flying, they really used supercharged fuels. With a higher octane, they were much stronger, and they were more powerful.
The crash that happened earlier this month shut down Bradley International Airport in Windsor Locks for hours. A total of 7 people died, 7 others were hurt. The plane was inspected in January for its annual maintenance. While we don't know an exact cause just yet, the National Transportation Safety Board will have a final report in the next 6 months to a year.
You know, accidents do happen in aviation no matter how careful you are. And every accident, while it's a tragedy, we learn from, and aviation becomes more safe because of that.
U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal spoke about this report and the crash today. He is calling for more regulations on flights like these. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, what the report shows about the pilots and the plane's maintenance. We will break that down for you in an hour. We are live at the Mobile Newsroom tonight from Windsor Locks. Courtney Zeller, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.